I was going to say I'm delighted to say that Lee Phelps joins us from William Hill, but those of you that listen to our live matches regularly know that whenever it's me and Lee at the moment, it seems to be a 0-0 incoming. Fingers crossed, Lee, tonight, we finally get the goals the listeners deserve.
Yeah, I hate having this reputation, by the way.
It's not your fault. I think it's me.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll take half the blame each. I do think there'll be goals in this one. And as you've just alluded to, I think there'll be cards as well. We're talking about, two of the worst disciplined teams in the Championship anyway. Blackburn with 68 yellows this season, and a couple of reds, and Preston with 78 yellows and 4 reds. I mean, this has just got to be, a tasty match given what happened last time. So, I've been looking at the cards, overs on the cards if you like your cards betting. But as for the match itself, Blackburn are 6-5. The draw is 21-10. Preston are 13-5. Two teams going in kind of different directions. I mean, Preston have been in really good nick recently since Boxing Day, and obviously Blackburn have really struggled of late. I mean, form kind of goes out the window in these kind of matches, and it will be feisty. I've put a bet builder together as I like to do. You get a 25% winnings boost on this one tonight, being the only big English domestic match on. You need a 3-1 or bigger, 3 or more picks, and it's a £20 max stake. I've gone for Preston to win this. I think 13-5 is a really nice price. I don't think Blackburn are scoring enough goals for me, so I can see Preston maybe winning 2-1. But Preston to win, I'm going for Andreas Weimann to have a shot on target for Blackburn, at least one, that is. Emil Rees, who I've been really impressed with recently. The Scandinavian contingent of Preston have been really impressive to have at least one shot on target as well. And I'm going for over 4.5 total cards. Now, by all means, go and pick some players to really boost the price on that. But that's priced up at 11-1 at the moment. And with your boost, it'll get bigger. And you've got impact subs. So if any of those players go off, the man coming on, replacing them, carries on your bet. So really looking forward to listening to this one. Hopefully both teams scoring, few cards, all sensible, and we land the bet builder.
I'm hoping for a bit of everything tonight. We're owed it. Lee Phelps, thank you very much indeed. Those are the latest odds with William Hill. It's 18 plus, of course, and make sure you check out begambleaware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport 2 with William Hill. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the EFL Fan Network is on TalkSport 2 every Thursday evening from 5 p.m. with Justin Beattie, who's in conversation alongside club-dedicated fan podcasters. Yesterday, Justin sat down to speak to Blackburn supporter Roger Whiteside from the 4,000 Holes podcast to see what he made of their recent stuttering form.
I think if you'd have said to anybody going into the start of the season that we'd be 7th from the end of the January transfer window, they'd just snap your hand off. I mean, let's not forget that we nearly got relegated last season. It's not that saying that to be hyperbolic or anything. We literally did nearly get relegated last season, had results have gone against us on the last day. It took Sammy Smodic scoring 2 goals at Leicester to keep us up. And then you lose Smodics. Obviously, we lost Adam Wharton this time last year. You're losing your best players all the time. So any promotion or playoff talk this season was very fanciful. I think Rovers fans were delighted that we've overachieved. The frustration now sets in is that when you've had such a good start, why can we not seem to build on it? And as I said before, we're going through this again for the 3rd January out of the last 4.
How are the fans feeling towards John Eustace? Is he feeling any pressure from the supporters after this poor run?
No, the fans love John Eustace. We've been down the road before, but he's good. He's a good manager at this level. He's honest. He's got the team working hard. We've shored up defensively. People like Ainsley Pears, for instance, one of our player of the years this season, who was quite literally being walked out the door by a lot of the fan base last season. He's been fantastic. Tronstad Travis have been fantastic in midfield. We've got great contributions from sort of journeyman players like Danny Bart's been brilliant. Andy Weimann is the top goal scorer for us. So we're really overachieving, and that starts with Eustace. He's done a brilliant job here, much like he was doing at Birmingham before he got unfairly sacked, as I think a lot of EFL fans probably felt it was a bit harsh, was proven. And he's obviously been able to recreate that at Rovers. So, yeah, I mean, we could finish 14th, 15th this season, and I don't think the fans would turn on John Eustace. Perhaps he's not as glamorous as JDT, Yundale Thomason. Very similar to Mowbray in the sense of that they're good, honest pros, interest of the club at the heart of everything that they're doing. The fan base is back on board. There's very much a togetherness in the squad. The team morale looks great. So, yeah, Eustace is doing a brilliant job, and it would have to take a real turn of events, I think, for any Rovers fan to turn against him at this point.
Now, the EFL Fan Network every Thursday evening from 5 p.m. here on TalkSport 2. It's also available as a podcast, which you can find on the EFL All Access feed, wherever you get your podcasts from. Right, let's head back to Ewood Park to rejoin Nigel Adderley, who's alongside the former Burnley and Scotland striker Chris Uwalumo. I just wanted to talk to you about the playoff picture at the moment. Things are very, very tight. Indeed, in that area of the pitch. Only 7 points separate Middlesbrough in 6th from Preston down in 15th. Predicting who will make the playoffs, pretty much anyone's guess, as we heard a few moments ago. And there does seem to be a level of inconsistency, Chris, in that area of the pitch. Some decent teams struggling to really put together the kind of run that would see them join the top 6 and stay there for good. So many teams of a similar ilk, though, in terms of quality. Is that an indication of a positive for the Championship in terms of the quality, just how difficult it is to win matches? Or do we maybe expect a little bit more from some of the teams there at the moment?
No, it's a little bit of both, I have to say. I think you're looking at a little bit of inconsistency. You know, the likes of Norwich, new manager comes in, implements his style, a bit of a slow start, then went on a nice little run. But again, big players, you know, Sargent leading that, obviously coming out with injuries, obviously the suspension of Signs as well. You know, so there's teams there. Watford cleverly was probably overachieving, punching above their weight massively, but then drop off. So yeah, I think injuries in the Championship, it's so competitive, anyone can beat anyone, but I still expect teams like that, like Norwich, Watford, the way they started, the way that Cleverly had them playing as well. I think with the players that they had, they just a little bit more consistency, like Middlesbrough. You know, I watched them one day, they smashed Luton 5-1, and then obviously I go and watch them the next game and they're losing a 3-goal lead. You know, so it's this is what the Championship delivers, game in, game out. But yeah, there's no surprise to me that obviously that top four's kind of breaking away now. But you would expect the teams like Blackburn, if they can get back to winning ways, to kind of put a little bit more pressure on those teams above them.
And I don't know what the record is for draws, Hugh, but there seem to have been so many draws in the Championship this season, which suggests there's been a real levelling off of quality. Not to say that teams aren't good, but there are a lot of teams of a similar quality. So I think it's going to be like this all the way through to the end. Whether any of the teams in the Championship this season are good enough to survive at the higher level next season is another question. I think that you look at Leeds and Sheffield United and Burnley, I think you can make a case for all three of them with good business staying up. But beyond that, I think it would be very, very tough.
By the way, breaking news on TalkSport 2 this evening. You guys would have witnessed this inside Ewood Park. I've got a statement here from Blackburn Rovers. It says, "Hail Augustus. Rovers delighted to secure the sign on a permanent deal. The 25-year-old forward joining from atmosphere, very important. You can hear it inside Ewood Park. The Preston players are certainly going to have to play through that, and the first goal, Chris, could be all important.
Yeah, massive, especially this Preston side as well. They just know how to manage games. If they get that first goal, you know, they can show up, they can concede possession, they can come and break us down. We've got the individuals in our team that we can play that counter-attack football, get from back to front very, very quickly, in numbers as well. So important. I know that's something John Eustace has said. We cannot concede first. Make sure that we're savvy, because some of the goals that like you already said, they've conceded
And all the noise in Ewood Park at the moment is mainly coming from the Preston fans in the Darwen end away to our right. Around 6,000 have made the journey down the A59 for this game. But a win for Blackburn, and they will be back in the playoff places. And a rivalry which goes back to the opening season of the Football League back in 1888 is rekindled once again here on the home of the EFL TalkSport 2 tonight. And the challengers are wiring in right at the start. Brown lunging in, but he's lost the ball, and Blackburn will try and bring it forward, but Story with an excellent challenge to Rob Vyman, and Preston will gather on this near side.
Yeah, some challenges going in, strong but fair, very competitive already. Fantastic run there from Vyman as well. It was like you say, I think he had to release Gay a little bit quicker than he tried to there, but Story got him with a very timely challenge.
A reminder of the teams again. Pairs in goal for Blackburn. It is Britton, Hyam, Bart and Beck, the back four. So Dion Sanderson drops out to the back five, which played last week. The captain, Lewis Travis, comes back into midfield for Adam Forshaw, alongside John Buckley, with Vyman and Hedges supporting Dolan and Gay in attack. Tyrese Dolan, the former Preston player, as it's covered by Kessler Hayden on the far side. The Preston right-hand side, a high ball up towards the halfway line. Their team is Woodman in goal, Hughes, Gibson, Story and Kessler Hayden, their back four. They also have Ryan Ledson coming back into midfield for Stefan Thordarson, alongside Alan McCann and Jaden Meghomer, with Greenwood supporting Emil Rees, who is back in the team for Buletinos Majic. He is on the bench, and Mads Frokjar Jensen in attack. Terrific atmosphere inside Ewood Park, all but the top tier of the Blackburn end away to our left. Pretty well filled as the challenge comes in from McCann on Vyman on the far side, down the Blackburn left, and it will be the game's first quarter to Rovers with 2 minutes played here on TalkSport 2.
Yeah, well, Vyman, he's always asking that question, you know, very intelligent player. He finds that, plays that number 10, but can he get in behind? Can he get beside Gay every opportunity? That one slid down. I think it was Buckley that played the ball. Vyman, I think, just a little bit not enough pace on it. He's had to kind of stop in his stride and try and drag the ball into his path, but then a good timely challenge in the box as well. But can they be aggressive from the corner?
It's an out-swinging corner for Blackburn on the far side, in towards the near post. Gay with a late run into the area, but Preston will clear. And now Britton for Blackburn on this near side. They're right, looking to attack the penalty area once again. Chucks back in field beyond Greenwood, and then it's down the line for the run, which is made towards the edge of the penalty area by Hedges, closed down by McCann, and it will be another Blackburn corner.
Nigel, Gay has to put the head on that. He's got the run on his player. The ball's excellent. I don't know why he's trying to go with his foot. He's got to throw his head at it. If he takes a sore one, but he gets a goal on the back end of it.
Owen Beck will take the corner kick. He's getting some boos from the Preston fans, and there is something going on inside the penalty area as well. Now, the Blackburn players are all gathered on the right corner of the Preston penalty area in a huge group here for a corner. So we'll see what happens here. Beck will take it. I've never seen this corner routine. There is not a Blackburn player within 15 yards of the Preston goal, but now they split, and it's played short towards this near side. Buckley with the high cross towards the far post. The bodies go tumbling as it bypasses everybody, but it's kept in play on the far side. Then the challenge comes in from Emil Rees, and Preston will try and bring it clear with Kessler Hayden infield towards McCann, back to Story, and he hammers it long downfield up to the halfway line.
Well, I thought it was an excellent corner. You know, as soon as all the bodies try and break into the 6-yard box, someone comes short. The ball was excellent as well, and I've got to say, Gay at the back post, he was getting a little bit manhandled, albeit defending. He has to kind of make sure that he's there. He's got the contact. He's asking for a penalty. I'm looking at it now on the monitor. Yeah, there's nothing in that, but again, he's an absolute unit. He needs to go and throw himself at that, get some sort of contact, put it back in the mix.
Meghomer on this near side, quickly closed down, but he was fouled by Travis, and it will be a free kick for Preston on this near side. Jaden Meghomer, only 18 years of age, came on loan from Brentford during the early days of the window.
Fantastic bit of skill there, a little one through the legs of Travis, and yeah, I think Travis let him know about it. But that's what you're looking at. Kesley Hayden at the other side, McGoldman at this side. They always want the ball, no matter how tightly they're being marshalled. They're the outlets. Let's see how often they can get on the ball and affect this game.
Quickly played forward towards Vyman again, but it was cut out for Blackburn on the edge of the penalty area, and Preston have it with Meghomer on this near side, the left, up towards the halfway line, and Frokjær Jensen, he's given the room to turn. No real challenge from Dolan, and Preston will try and bring some calm to proceedings with 5 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Blackburn 0, Preston 0. It's a Lancashire derby, although both of these clubs have closer rivals. Of course, Burnley are the really big game for Blackburn. They won here recently in the East Lancashire derby, and Preston look down the M55 to Blackpool as their major rivals. They have a cross into the penalty area. That's not to say that neither side would love to win this game. A deep ball in, looking for Meghomer at the far post for Preston, and all he can do is slice the ball into the Blackburn end, and it will be a Blackburn goal kick. Yeah, good quality down that right-hand side. You know, it's come in, it's Greenwood, isn't it? Just fires it across, excellent little cross as well. Migoma's coming in at the back end. I've got to say, no, he's free on his own, but the ball was just a little bit overhit. He's overstretching for it there, but yeah, again, good quality. Maktar Gay does well to rise and head the ball in field for Vyman. Further forward to Dolan, who was making the run down the centre, but it was quickly cut out by Hughes. But here is Gay again, who checks back in field. The challenge, though, from McCann, and then a foul on the edge of the penalty area, conceded by Hedges. His challenge on Kessler Hayden, and it will be a Preston free kick. It was goalless at Deepdale back in September. Sam Greenwood of Preston and Blackburn's Owen Beck were both shown red cards. Beck was sent off after being bitten by Mulatinos Majic, who then received an 8-game ban, and he is on the Preston bench this evening. And Beck was getting booed by the Preston fans before taking that corner a few moments ago, presumably for being bitten by the Preston player. 7 minutes played, 0-0 here, and Freddie Woodman, who has 10 clean sheets so far this season, clears downfield up towards the halfway line, and it flicks off the head of Hughes and then Travis, and it will be a throw-in for Preston. Taken quickly by Meghomer. He then gets it back. Hughes with the ball down the line, looking for Rees, who does well to win it. Then Ledson lobs it high towards Frokjær Jensen on the edge of the penalty area, but under pressure all he can do is head the ball out of play, and it will be another goal kick to Blackburn away to our left. Yeah, still getting played at 100 miles an hour, isn't it? You know, very, very frantic. You just want someone to get the ball down, get those couple of short passes in, controlled, calm, try and play. But like you say, both teams been very, very competitive. Both managers will be delighted with the effort so far. 7 minutes played. Chris Iwelumo, the former Burnley striker, with us here at Ewood Park this evening. We had to smuggle him in under a blanket, of course, and now it's played all the way back for Blackburn on the far side with Dominic Hyam. Travis will pick up the pieces and play it wide to this near side again. Hyam with a high ball down the line over the head of Britton, but Dolan will challenge Hughes. Hughes, though, winning the header, and it will be a throw-in to Blackburn on this near side with 8 minutes played. Blackburn 5 without a win in this fixture since a 4-1 win at Deepdale 3 years ago. And both these clubs founder members of the Football League, and their first meeting in December of 1888, of course. Preston North End were the original Invincibles, winning the first Football League without losing a game, and also the FA Cup without conceding a goal. They won the first 2 titles, and they've not won one since. Now Danny Bart with a big switch of play wide to the left-hand side for Blackburn. It's taken down well by Hedges, playing further forward this evening to accommodate the return of Owen Beck, and it's back in field towards Bart again. Yeah, using the ball well. Real opportunity now, Danny Bart. Great little big switch of play there as well. But this is where Gay better from him. You know, the defender doesn't win it. Dolan has to be there gambling, picking up the second ball. Britton now losing out. Ledson, though, that's never challenged been a free kick. Dolan, and a free kick's been given. Poor decision from the referee there. Not unless he's followed through, but I thought the balls came off him, and maybe there's a coming together, but there was no intent. Just looking at it now on the monitor. Ball again going 100 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, okay, the referee's spot on. I think came down on the top of the foot there, Dolan.
Josh Smith, the referee.
Yeah, he's got that one spot on.
As Hughes now brings it forward for Preston on this near side, their left. A reminder, Blackburn confirming the signing of a striker, Augustus Cargbo from Cesena in Italy, on a permanent deal, 2.5 years, just before kick-off. And if you're a striker, Chris, I don't know if you've been in a similar position, if you see a new striker paraded before kick-off, what does that do to you?
Yeah, you have to just, you know that you've got to go out there and give it everything. At the minute, he's not quite at it. He's won a couple of aerial duels, but there's been some good quality come into the box already, Nigel. From the corner, he got away from his defender, but he wants to try and pass it into the goal, take it on the volley with his right foot, put the head at it. It was a perfect height. All the pace was on the cross itself, and then the little corner straight off the training ground again created that space from the back post area as well, and I think he could do better.
Pears, under pressure from Rees, manages to clear and finds Dolan. Dolan all the way back towards Britton, and then infield to Travis. Travis challenged, but Ledson won the ball, and now McCann plays it forward towards Rees again. Frokjar Jensen on this near side, a good ball up towards the edge of the penalty area, then the challenge comes in, but again Josh Smith waves away the appeals, and then Dolan has been fouled, and it will be a free kick for Blackburn just outside their own penalty area.
I've got to say, Nigel, both teams are properly at it, right on the front foot. I don't think the Lewis Travis one was a free kick. I think Dolan again, good awareness, receives the ball in a tight area, gets at his, turns it his man, little one through the legs. And what do you have to do? You have to kind of take him down there. Ledson just kind of didn't have to move.
Blackburn play it forward again, looking for Maktar Gay, but it's headed away, and then there's a high challenge on this near side. Buckley catching McCann around the face. I think McCann may have been slightly stooping into the challenge, and the referee will have a word, and seemingly no more than that.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I think the referee's been bang on. You know, it was a genuine attempt to try and get the ball. Fair enough, I think Alan McCann made a little bit more of it than what it was, but he knew he was going to take one there. So I think the referee has handled this fantastically well. Just looking at it again in the Monza here, he's went in. He's tried to pull out of it as well, Nigel, as well, but the momentum they've came together. Yeah, Alan McCann, bravery, fantastic play as well. You know, he knew he was going to take one there as well.
John Buckley, who had very few starts until recently this season, had to be patient, work his way back into the team from the bench. And following his foul, Ledson will take the free kick wide towards the far side, and now McCann will come in field all the way back to Kane Kessler-Hayden on loan from Aston Villa. On the far side, in towards Frokjar Jensen. And Preston here being given the time to move the ball around. Kessler-Hayden now steps into a central area. And Preston have worked the ball about 5 yards forward with 20 passes there, but they're maintaining possession. Greenwood now becoming involved for the first time, and it's clipped wide towards him again. His cross was deflected behind, and Preston have their first corner.
Yeah, fantastic play, that little triangle. You know, Alan McCann putting it out there. I've got to say, Owen Beck getting in the face, stopping the cross from coming in. Great defending, but Preston getting a little bit more of a foothold in the game. Listen to that as well. Fans are outstanding.
Preston fans in great voice at the moment. They've really packed out the Darwen end away to our right-hand side. The Riverside stand on the far side is sparsely populated, and the top tier of the Blackburn end, the main Blackburn area of the stadium, has not been open for this match. I would think a crowd of around 20,000 here. The corner for Preston, an outswinger, doesn't find anybody, but it's recovered on this near side by Meg Homer. Down the line, and Greenwood has got space and time just for a moment, waiting for Meg Homer on the overlap, but back towards McCann. He swirls in the cross towards the far post, headed away by Maktar Gay. Now Ledson.
I've just got to say, it's an excellent defensive header from the big man. He needs to do that, start attacking it the same way in the attacking box.
Greenwood now down the left-hand side for Preston. The in-swinging cross is headed away by Bart. It's brought down by Travis, but his Defensive header doesn't really get the distance, but now Greenwood is under pressure. Travis was all over him, scragged him back by the neck and concedes the free kick, taken quickly. McHomer coming forward now for Preston down the left. Further wide to Greenwood, the cross swung into the penalty area, only cleared as far as Story. He sets up the shot, which is blazed over the top by Emil Rees.
Well, it's a fantastic opportunity, isn't it? He's got to just get the body over it. Technique had a lot of time to think about it, hit it into the ground. Fantastic ball across. I've got to say, I just think it wasn't even a free kick in my opinion on Greenwood as well, but you've got to be alive to it, you've got to be switched on. Travis, he's too busy kind of looking at the referee, get yourself back. Yeah, Emil Rees will be disappointed, albeit there's the defender breaking his neck to try and get the contact, but hit it into the ground. Just make sure you work Ainsley Peels in the Blackburn goal.
Emil Rees came off the bench to score the winning goal against Middlesbrough last week, which really did Blackburn a favour, although of course they lost. It's now 3 defeats in a row, and they're 2 points behind Middlesbrough, coming into this game in 7th position. Only 1 win in 9 after 6 wins in a row, and they're the lowest scorers in the top half, which is maybe why they've got into the market for a striker tonight. 5 1-0 wins and 5 1-0 defeats, which tells you that their games are often pretty tight, but they've got some big games coming up. They're currently one of 6 teams covered by just 3 points, so a win this weekend, like every other weekend of course, is very important, but they can put pressure on teams around them and beneath them by winning here tonight and getting their points on the board early on.
No, you're spot on. I think you look at the games as well that they lost, created some chances in that. They need to be clinical in that attacking third. So yeah, no surprise to me that they've brought in a striker, and what that does, it just lifts everyone else up as well. The levels will improve. People want to keep their shots, people want to keep their place, and that's what it is. You want the squad to be competitive.
Maktar Gay went down on the far side, but no free kick. A long ball played forward for Preston, and then Travis was taken down late there by Ledson. It will be a free kick for Blackburn just outside the centre circle, and credit to the referee Josh Smith. There's no doubt the challengers are flying in thick and fast here, but he's trying to referee the game sensibly and maybe set the bar for a yellow card quite high.
Yeah, well, I think that bar was probably broken there. I think looking at the challenge, it wouldn't have been any surprise. There's no intent. He knows as well, as soon as Ledson, he knows as soon as Travis gets the ball, it's knee to knee as well. Yeah, if the yellow card comes out, I can't see there being too many arguments there, but fair again, the referee's letting the game flow.
Well, Preston 15th in the table, 7 points off the playoffs. Of course, Paul Heckingbottom got promoted from this level 2 years ago with Sheffield United, and he also, going further back, guided Barnsley from a very low position in League One a decade ago now into the playoffs and got them promoted into the Championship. So he has done it before, but they are the draw specialists. 8 wins, 13 draws and 8 defeats. Only 2 wins away from home, but they have drawn 6 of those games, and they're in pretty good form recently. Only 2 wins in 14, or 2 defeats rather in 14, but they've drawn 7 of those games, and they'll just be thinking, look, if we could have turned half of those draws into wins.
Yeah, spot on. And that's how you instill confidence. Look, you're not a million miles away, guys. Look at the chances. Put one of them away. You put the points on the board. Look what that changes. Look where you'd be in the table.
McHomer does well to win the ball back on this near side, fighting for Okyar Jensen. He slips it back towards McHomer, but Hyam was goal side of him. Rather fizzes the back pass towards Pears, who has to take it first time.
He doesn't have to take it straight out of play. He doesn't have to take it first time. Pears there. He's fired it back as a goalkeeper. He can play with his feet. Take your touch. If you get impressed, then you pass it back to where it came from.
Maybe he was wary of McHomer coming at some speed.
This is what I don't understand. I think he's came out early. He's fizzed it back. It's not a bad ball at all. So take a good touch, and then you've got an option. You can play it back to where it came from, or you can put the foot through it.
Now Hughes on this near side for Okyar Jensen. And the ball ricocheting off Britton and quickly recovered by Hyam. Wide towards Dolan again, and now Travis has got the opportunity to come forward in towards Maktar Gay, who was never really set for the pass, and I think he was maybe trying to leave it for Weimann, but they did not produce the necessary communication between them, and Kessler Hayden will bring it forward for Preston, but it's all very scrappy in the midfield area with 19 minutes played here on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL. 0-0 at Ewood Park, and neither goalkeeper has had a huge amount to do so far.
Yeah, I thought that was just a little bit of miscommunication there. Andy Vyman, it was an excellent ball that was fired in. I think Travis it was, it's hit Gay. It's just a first touch round the corner. Vyman's ran across the face of him, and that kind of put him off. So again, there's got to be an understanding, there's got to be a link of communication. Great little play.
Hedges now slips it into the penalty area. Beck with the cross, but it's blocked at the near post, and it will be a throw-in for Blackburn.
Well, it's excellent. Hedges and Beck linking up well. I just think, look at the run that Tyrese Dolan makes here to the penalty spot. He just pulls back. I think Beck has that quality just to cut it back rather than to try and go across the face of goal with a little bit of pace there, but better from Blackburn. A little bit of movement. Good little play. Weight of pass was excellent as well from Hedges, and then like you say, Beck, that's what you want from underlap and overlap and just getting into those areas.
And it was blocked by Jordan Storey, who just went down for a moment, but it will be a throw-in for Blackburn underneath the big screen on the far side between the Riverside stand and the Darwin end, which is named after a Blackburn legend, Brian Douglas, and it's the Ronnie Clayton Blackburn end at the other end as bodies go tumbling inside the penalty area once again. Vyman and Storey both hitting the deck. And these days, when you come towards Ewood Park, you drive down Alan Shearer Way, recognising their main striker, a modern great. Of course, it's 30 years ago this season that Blackburn won the Premier League, famously at Anfield, helped out by West Ham. Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton, the SAS. And this stadium has not really changed since then. This stadium was built for the top of the Premier League and maybe regular seasons around the Champions League and European football. It's a great ground,
yeah, fantastic
but these days it's rarely anywhere near full.
Yeah, well, this is one of them, I think, you know, with the geographic of it, with the teams around.
It's not a big town, let's be honest.
It's not a big town, but like you say, it's even in that day, was it 25,000 coming in when they were in Premier League?
I mean, I used to, come here on a regular basis around that time, and unless they played Manchester United and Liverpool, they never used to sell out, apart from the big games towards the end of the title-winning season. But they would often get 25,000 on a regular basis, and I think they lost a lot of fans. A lot of fans lost faith after the relegation from the Premier League, and there was so much controversy about the Venkeys.
Yeah.
And look, they got nearly 26,000 here when they played Burnley for the big East Lancashire derby a few weeks ago, but when they played Coventry on a Tuesday night a few weeks ago, they got under 13,000, and that probably is closer to where they are on a regular basis, maybe 14,000 every week. But not a big town, as we say, and football becomes an increasingly expensive business to go and watch.
Yeah, but there's a different feel about Blackburn this season. There's a feel-good factor.
But it takes a long time to win thousands of fans back, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you can guarantee if they get in the Premier League, they'll be up to 25,000 every week.
Spot on.
Maktar Gay on the far side, unable to win it back. We are back underway. 23 minutes played here at Ewood Park on TalkSport 2. 0-0. Forest against Brighton kicking off game day over on TalkSport tomorrow with Reshman, Sam and Stuart Pearce at 12:30. Maktar Gay with a cross in for Blackburn, then he heads it back towards Vyman, flicked into the penalty area, and the shot from Beck clips the top of the crossbar, and Blackburn so close to the equalising goal there.
Well, I've got to say, it's a massive opportunity. Maktar Gay was at start, tried a little dink into the box for Tyrese Dolan. It came back. He's went and attacked it first time. I think it's Hedges that just helps it on into the path of Beck there, but has to do better, doesn't he? Has to do better. I've got to say, just put it in. As Vyman actually got the chance. I tell you what, it was
Vyman with the flick, and it was Beck who put the ball over the top.
Yeah, he's on the 6-yard line. He just has to hit the target, get the body over it, and make sure that you work the goalkeeper. But with the quality that Beck's got, that should be in the back of the net. Massive opportunity, Nigel.
He may just have been offside, but of course no VAR in the Championship, and it wasn't spotted by Sam Lewis, the assistant on this near side. And it's all the way back with Pears here on TalkSport 2 at 12:30 tomorrow. we have Plymouth against West Brom. Faker Others in the chair, Joe Shannon and Alvin Martin have made the long journey down to Home Park. Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, all the goals as they go in from up and down the leagues, and of course a classified results service at 5 o'clock. Newcastle against Fulham is the commentary game here on TalkSport 2 with Mickey Gray and Ian Danter. And that's a very enticing looking game towards the top half of the Premier League table and even higher. Preston looking to build here. 25 minutes played. 0-0. Preston, a team who've become very hard to beat, particularly at home, since Paul Heckingbottom's arrival. Of course, Ryan Lowe departed after the opening game of the season, a home loss against Sheffield United. And Heckingbottom, who of course took the Blades from the Championship into the Premier League, very quickly became the manager at Deepdale. Meg Homer, now Frokjar Jensen, slipped further forward towards McCann, and Frokjar Jensen with a good ball wide to the far side, and Kessler Hayden cut back towards the edge of the penalty area. Rees getting the ball out of his feet, able to turn, almost slips it wide towards Meg Homer, but it took a deflection off Dolan, and it's gathered again on this near side, and Preston playing some very presentable football, and then Hughes' ball forward is cut out by Vyman, and it will be a throw into Preston on this near side.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Greenwood having a little pop at Emil Rees there, little communication, asked him to leave it, I think, when that ball was fired across from Kessler Hayden. It's just a bit of communication.
Gibson wide to this near side, and Hughes headed in field by Rees, looking for the run of Greenwood, but he's unable to win it, and the ball bouncing very high on a lively playing surface here, which is rather mottled in places. Now Britton does well to turn away from Meg Homer. That's going to be a good tussle on this near side. Two very pacey players, and Meg Homer does well to recover and slide in at the expense of a throw-in.
Outstanding quality, Callum Britton. Just his awareness on the pitch is excellent. There are three Preston players around him there, just close control, and gets it around. I've got to say, Magoma, what a race, what a run race that was. Very timely challenge, but that's going to be an excellent battle down this right-hand side for Blackburn.
Mark Targay plays the ball in field, and then it just ricochets off a Preston boot out of play on a dry, clear but rather chilly evening here in East Lancashire. But the atmosphere is really good inside this stadium, and that's been helped by the large number of North End fans who have made the journey down the A59 here tonight. Now Hyam all the way back towards Stephen Pears. Stephen Pears is Ainsley Pears' dad, of course, the former Middlesbrough goalkeeper, and we've got another son of a footballing father on the Blackburn bench, of course, Isaac Dunn, as Matt Targay does well to bring the ball down and play it in field towards Dolan, wide towards Britton on this near side. Travis fighting Britton, Dolan in support on the Blackburn right. And Dolan doing well to check his run and stay onside. Jinks away from Meg Homer, but Hughes comes across to hammer the ball out of play, and it will be a Blackburn throw-in. Ball
came from Gay's touch, took it out there. He's getting pressure from the defender behind him. Good strength, control, switch it round to this side. Callum Britton and Tyrese Dolan linking up well there, but again, you want end product. You don't have to beat a man to put the ball in the box. So if they're standing off you, that's your opportunity.
A low ball into the Preston penalty area is claimed by Woodman, and he quickly bowls it out to McCann, who under pressure plays it forward, does find Rees, back to Ledsom. Ledsom pings a high ball forward looking for Greenwood, but it's way overhit all the way through to Pears. Just that lack of quality with the final ball for both teams at the moment.
Yeah, there was just no reason for Ledson to try and kind of to force the issue there, just get the ball down. You know, I think they've used it well, Preston, when they've been given the opportunity. I think Blackburn, again, that quality kind of breaks down in that attacking third. You just want a better understanding between Gay and Vyman, but they're going down here. Beck now.
Beck coming forward now, down the left-hand side, right to the challenge of Story, deep into the penalty area, but Kessler Hayden does well to come across. He's no slouch either. It's a corner kick, but it could have been so much worse fare for Preston North End.
Well, it's fantastic quality from Owen Beck. You know, I think he's just kept at it, got a little bit fortunate, the ball broke, got in behind. Kessler Hayden had a lot of ground to make up there as well, in the box. Timely challenge it was, strong but fair challenge. Corner kick, Blackburn.
North End replacing number 14, Jordan Story.
And Jordan Story, who picked up that knock earlier on, is unable to continue here, so Jack Watmore will be coming on. He's not started a game since New Year's Day, the former Wigan and Portsmouth player, and he will come on here. So Story, I think, may have injured his heel when blocking across from Beck about 10 minutes or so ago, and he's never quite been right since, so Watmore comes on to replace him. Quickly has words with Andy Hughes, and it's a corner kick for Blackburn. An outswinger towards Matt Targay as well. Watmore's first touch to head the ball clear, fired back through the crowd by Britton, but it's blocked, and McCann can bring it clear now for Preston. Hammers the ball into a Blackburn body, but it ricochets kindly for North End, and Frokjar Jensen plays it forward, but it again doesn't find a black shirt. Greenwood fouls Travis, and it will be a free kick for Blackburn, 15 yards inside their own half on the far side, the left.
Well, again, great energy there from Preston without the ball, going and trying to hunt it once they lost it. I think Travis can move the ball a little bit quicker there. He can bounce the ball into Buckley there, and I think he's just got to move it. He's such a good technical player. Had time. Just seen that Beck opportunity there on the monitor, and he had all the time in the world. But you're possibly right, just offside, but the linesman didn't give it. Nigel, he has to hit the target there.
Pairs again, the Blackburn goalkeeper. High downfield, onto the head of Gay, who does well to rise and flick the ball in field, but he can't find Vyman. Here is McCann. Greenwood, though, quickly under pressure from Gay, and Hedges brings it forward now for Blackburn into the path of Gay, but his first touch was heavy on the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared as far as Travis. And now Britton with a low cross in, but McCann is there to hammer the ball to safety, but only as far as Travis. Travis looking for Hedges inside the area. Now Dolan, Britton with the cross, and it's nodded away on this near side by Gibson. And it will be an opportunity for Preston to bring it forward. And now Frokjar Jensen on this near side, plays it wide to this near side. And with 31 minutes played, it is Blackburn Rovers 0, Preston North End 0. Now Hughes again, all the way back towards Gibson, and Watmore has got the opportunity to play his way into the game here. He had very little time to warm up, the Preston central defender, and what is a cold night. But we've seen over half an hour, Chris, and it's a typical local derby, of course, but it is crying out for someone to put their foot on the ball.
Just a little bit of quality, isn't it? You know, I think it's still 100 miles an hour. You know, touches are loose touches. You know, players putting in silly challenges. You know, you just want a little bit more quality, and that's probably something both teams are lacking. But there's experience out there. You know, you're looking at Ledson, you're looking at Ali McCann, someone I know very, very well. Travis, Buckley, get your foot on the ball. They've got options with players and just slow it down. But look at this.
Reese losing his footing on the edge of the penalty area, and Blackburn now sweep forward with Dolan. He's got Gay in support down the right-hand side. Vyman waits on the edge of the penalty area. Now it is Gay with a low ball in, looking for Vyman, but cleared away by Kessler Hayden. Had to make that challenge. Travis, wide open spaces for Beck on the far side, the left. He swings the cross into the penalty area. It's too deep. Meg Homer at the far post will hook the ball away, but only as far as Travis again. Travis comes in field up towards the edge of the penalty area. Now Dolan tries to spin, but doesn't take the ball with him, and Preston will clear.
Well, Travis has to put the ball. It's a great little bit of quality from Travis. Either come inside and get the shot away yourself, but the cross had to come in. There's 4 or 5 Blackburn shots in the box there. It's a real opportunity to put Preston on the back foot. And again, just let them off. Just that quality. Like Tyrese Dolan with his back to goal, and he's poor play in that attacking third. The quality needs to be lifted. You know, real good quality in the break as well. You know, Gay going out to the right channel, Tyrese Loan driving inside, the weight of pass was good. He's trying to fire it across. Andy Vyman caught on his heels. Can he get across his defender? You know, he can't wait on it. Be on the move.
34 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Blackburn 0, Preston 0. Dolan again on the near side, unable to keep the ball in play. And Blackburn, the lowest scorers in the top half of the table, as we said. 32 goals in 29 games. Preston have only scored 14 goals in 14 away games, and maybe we've seen evidence of why at both ends so far here this evening. Now Lewis Gibson, the former Plymouth player, wide towards this near side again, and Meg Homer. And the Sunday session will be well worth a listen from 1:30 this weekend, live from the Emirates. Arsenal against Manchester City, of course. Sam Matterface and Perry Groves will have all the goals as they go in. Manchester United against Crystal Palace and Brentford Spurs. The other two games which will be featured, along with all of the action from the Women's Super League and elsewhere. Now McCann coming forward for Preston again. Wide to Greenwood on the right. Fired back in towards McCann. It's almost won back on the edge of the penalty area by Frokjar Jensen, but Blackburn will clear. And we have 10 minutes to play in what's been a rumbustuous first half, but it's been high on adrenaline but low on quality at times, but maybe that's not too surprising. Meg Homer fighting Frokjar Jensen. Back to Meg Homer again. The crossing was a good one. Cleared as far as Ledson with a low shot. And Pears was beaten there, but he dragged it wide.
You're spot on, Nigel. Ledson there. He's just tried to kind of whip it to the... give the Pears the eyes there. Two defenders in front of Pears as well. And he's went for the near post and he was rooted. If it's on the target there, it's sneaking in that near post as well. But again, the defenders done their job. Excellent bit of quality. McGoldman got himself in a great area, fired the ball across, defends, put the foot through it. You know, I think that, okay, they stopped the cross from coming across. They stopped the cross from actually getting into the central area, but have to just make sure that you clear your lines there, Blackburn.
Of course, both these teams in action in the FA Cup next weekend, and there'll be extensive coverage of the fourth round across the TalkSport network. Blackburn also have to squeeze in a league game at Queen's Park Rangers in midweek before they play Wolves here. And Preston have a home game with Wycombe, who are, of course, currently second in League One and looking very good despite the departure of Matt Bloomfield. Then they've got two tough games coming up. Away to Norwich, who are very good at Carrow Road, and at home to Burnley, who barely concede anywhere. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Maktar Gay chasing a ball wide on the left-hand side for Blackburn. He's able to come in field again. Find Owen Beck. Beck with a high hanging ball towards Britton, who volleys it back across the penalty area. Great delivery from Britton. It was begging to be finished, but neither Vyman or Gay were waiting.
Well, just look at the reaction of Vyman and Gay. They're apologising to Callum Britton. Don't apologise. Know the player, know his quality. You know that it's an excellent switch of play as well. You know that he has that ability he's going to fire it across the face of goal. Someone's got to gamble. Someone's got to anticipate that for me. And they're both having a go at each other. Gay, Hugo, they're both done the same thing.
Well, Gay has 4 goals so far this season. Of course, Andy Vyman's been a regular goal scorer, particularly at this level. He has 8, but they were just lacking the striker's guile there, just to be on the move all the time. Now Travis. Back towards Beck. And here is Dolan. Dolan, though, is quickly challenged by Ledson. McHomer will bring it clear. Frokjar Jensen, though, turns into Hyam. And now Dolan again. And Blackburn, plenty of blue and white half shirts forward as Paul Heckingbottom steps out of his technical area to make a point. Buckley. Frokjar Jensen is all over him, but it's back towards Travis. And Buckley and Travis has been the defensive midfield pivot for Blackburn for some time, but both have had long spells out of it wide to the left-hand side, and Beck. Hedges further forward, but it's back in field towards Britton again, and now Dolan, right-hand side of the penalty area, goes on the outside, delivers the cross for Gay! And Maktar Gay with a stooping header gives Blackburn Rovers the lead. And on the night, Blackburn have signed a new striker. Their current number 9 makes his point. Blackburn 1, Preston 0.
Better from the big man there. What a goal, good strength. I've got to say, Tyrese Dolan, how he manipulates the ball, moves it onto the right. He actually plays it round his opposing defender there. It's an excellent ball. Such a hard one as well for from Freddie Woodman to come out and try and get anything on there. Maktar Gay, what a header. Just be strong, make sure the contact's on target. Excellent header from the big man there.
Well, I think he was offside. It was a marginal call.
What were you and your offside? VAR. We're not here today. Have you seen the linesman put his flag up, Nigel?
Well, no.
It's a goal then, isn't it? Let's not say, well, a VAR. Swan says it's not in the EFL. We don't want it in the EFL. It's a goal.
Well, okay, but he was offside.
What a header from the big man as well.
Look.
What was the odds? You gave me 20-1 as well. Come on, Gay, come on.
I didn't give you any odds at all. Use the man who's taken your bet. I'm sure he's very nervous now. 5 minutes to play in the first half.
We know Hugh, he's very nervous. Paul
Heckingbottom stood there. He'll be furious because Preston had a couple of opportunities to get that ball away, and it was a great ball in from Dolan, but he'll believe it should have been dealt with. If you've got 3 central defenders there, one of them should have got it.
No, you're spot on. I think there was opportunity, but it was even there. It's about Blackburn kept on the pressure, winning that second ball, made sure they were alive to it. But you're right, Paul Heckingbottom, sometimes when you're under the pressure, under the cosh, you just got to clear your area sometimes. You don't have to find a man every single time.
Well, Preston have a free kick here. 4 minutes before half-time. Blackburn 1, Preston 0. And Blackburn at the moment are heading back into the top 6 above Middlesbrough. And they have created the better possibilities, Blackburn overall. We have to say that, and finally they've been able to take one. Tyrese Dolan against his former club with an excellent assist. And he's on the ball again now, looking to break. Blackburn up to 5th as it stands. Middlesbrough the team who drop out of the playoff places. Now Hedges on this near side. Homer though coming across to close him down, and it will be a throw-in.
Fantastic break as well. Tyrese Dolan, a little bit of quality finding Callum Britton. Hedges knew that he was running offside, so he slowed it down. Just great quality, and that's what I'm saying. With energy, the quality to get himself into the attacking third. Listen to this place now, listen to it.
Throw in for Blackburn on this near side. Dolan back towards Britton. And was he fouled by Homer? No, the referee tells him to get up, but Homer's ball forward is only as far as Hyam. And here is Beck again. Gay, he'll be full of confidence now, pulling away to the left-hand side, but the long ball forward from Bart looks for Britton down the right. He gathers the ball deep into the penalty area, pulls it back for Gay again, and it's blasted wide. And it was a real opportunity there for Blackburn. Both Vyman, in fact it was Hedges and Gay, really attacked that ball, and Preston so close to going 2 goals down.
Well, what you see, this Hedges takes it off the foot of Gay. To be fair, should do better, tries to put it into the top right-hand corner with his left foot. How close was he? Yes, to be fair, I think just communication, isn't it? Talking again, who wants it more? But Hedges, I think Gay probably put Hedges off there. Just make sure you hit the target.
2 minutes to play in the first half. Blackburn leading 1-0. Hammered forward on this near side by Gibson for Preston. And now Paul Heckingbottom will be very keen to get his team in and maybe have 1 or 2 words. He does have striking options on the bench. Ched Evans is back in the matchday squad. He's not played this season, of course. He's had some significant injury problems over the last couple of years, and of course Milutin Osmaic is the player.
Crying out, 100%. You know, I mean, I would say if you were going to give me it coming on at half-time, 100%, you know what you're going to get. He's going to upset the apple cart, isn't he? He's going to just hand